A couple of weeks ago, we took your kids to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, the probably the last surviving kind of place, like entertainment kids place of its kind.
I'm sure
these days.
I'm sure that there's
Mom
individual,
and pops.
independent versions, but the big name,
Chain.
Discovery Zone's long gone. Individual malls are kind of still around, or not malls. Arcades are still around in malls, but not in the degree and the concentration of like a Chuck E. Cheese was.
Right. Yeah.
And you and I mean, when's the last time you were in a Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese probably when it was called Showbiz Pizza, and it was way better.
Goodness, would you look at this?
At Showbiz Pizza, you can act like a kid. You'll have more fun than you ever did. You can laugh, you can play, you can do it your way.
Boy, what a day.
Showbiz Pizza,
What do you kids want to do tomorrow?
where a kid can be a kid.
The last time that we were at Chuck E. Cheese, there were tokens and coupons.
Yes.
Or tickets. Sorry, tickets.
Yeah, they were like reddish.
Yes, thank you for
Maybe
the details.
sometimes they're blue. Sorry. I couldn't remember if those them or Enchanted Castle had a different color.
Yeah, I don't remember which one was which, but they were definitely a color. But so that was the first difference that we saw when we came in, is that they have replaced tokens and tickets with a credit card.
Yeah, basically a plastic. It just looks like a debit card, and it has I guess like an RFID chip in it of some sort, and you basically go up to the counter and you say, "Oh, I'd like to have 30 points. I'd like 60." Or 100, and whatever you can choose to split up between two cards or something.
They had points as in tokens, or like time. And that was the one that confused me, because at first I was like, oh well, let's just get 2 hours for the kids, and then they can just run around for 2 hours. But when it was like $70 per kid or something for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which was stupid because it wasn't that much for what we ended up doing.
Yeah. We were there for like almost like 3 hours practically.
At least like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5. And I feel like getting the point total, because I guess with the time, it's just unlimited points.
Right.
Whatever you do during that time,
Right.
it counts. But then with the other one, like you can kind of keep track, I guess, if you bought the points.
I think
easier.
we made the right call. I think the entire structure.
I would do the same thing next time too.
Because so we got 100 points for each kid, and then on 2 cards, and then it was like one person with a kid. And it then they were able to, and then it would just automatically, I don't understand how this works, but it would automatically put the ticket payout on the card.
Yeah, so any of the games that had tickets that came out with, like there were some like little vehicle rides that didn't have any tickets associated with it. There was the Halo Warthog shooter game that didn't have anything. Cool. The Terminator Salvation one. Like in a normal arcade, they wouldn't have any tickets that came out. But the ones that you have, like the skill games, you had the skee ball had tickets associated. There was like a whack-a-mole thing.
Your basketball, your whack-a-mole, you're knocking down clowns with a baseball.
Yeah, the baseball. I was playing like the football one and stuff, and there was the basketball. So those ones, they had tickets. So whatever tickets you would win, and it would say like, if you scored X amount of points, you would get this many tickets, and they would just automatically then be put on that your card. And there was a kiosk there that you could go and see, okay, how many points do I still have, and also how many tickets have I obtained within this time period.
I have to say that I almost wanted my own card or an adult card. Like next time we have to get 3 cards, so that the adults can play. Because I wanted to
play Halo and Terminator.
I wanted to play skee ball more. Actually, I hadn't played skee ball since the last time I was at Chuck E. Cheese, and I was like, oh yeah, it's all coming back. Little Zachary was actually doing pretty well at the skee ball. I was shocked.
Yeah. Once we told him you can't climb up onto the ramp and stuff. Yeah.
He just needed to know the rules of the game. It was his first time, man.
Yeah.
And then like they've got all these weird unlimited visits, $7.99 a month. I get unlimited visits to Chuck E. Cheese with games and up to what is this? I can't
Food?
read. Yeah.
I think it looks like food, maybe.
Birthday party packages, trampoline zone.
I think that was a trampoline thing that was there.
Well, it's funny. Funny that they mentioned that because I was just seeing what was going on in the news, and there were a few articles going on recently about Chuck E. Cheese. So this is from November.
Oh.
Chuck E. Cheese unveils new playground concept to modernize its venues. This is what was at the place we were at, but it was closed.
Yeah, I think it didn't have the stuff on the right-hand side with the ramp and the other thing, but I think it was just that portion right there where the girl with the colorful dress is at. It was just like, because there's a lot of here in town we have a trampoline park also, and it's just this giant thing with like obstacle course and zip line and like a kind of like a cube pit and stuff, and it's just a place for kids. You can take kids, they'll just go run around, exhaust themselves, fall asleep at night,
which is what you want.
Yeah, and there's various places around the country that kind of have a similar thing of that sort, so I guess they're kind of trying to get a little bit of that similar market share, but basically trying to go ahead and adapt it to their current locations, because they can't really go full tilt with that, because you need a lot of square footage for that, for something, if they were going to go with something like that.
We went on a Sunday morning, and I guess I'd be curious to see how busy it would have been on a Saturday night or Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening versus a Sunday morning, because it wasn't very crowded. Which was good for us.
Yeah. You had your pick of whatever type of game you wanted to play. No wait at all whatsoever.
Right. Because I remember I have vague memories as a kid of like it being lots of kids running around at Chuck E. Cheese.
Very chaotic. I remember, you might remember, there was a ball toss game where you had a bunch of animatronic cats in trash cans that would pop up. And then they would pop back down, and you tried to get the ball in there.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite ones because of how cool it was. That I'm like, I'm interacting with like an animatronic, like the stage show and stuff like that.
Garbage can. I'm just curious, seeing if there's any pictures of, because that was that Showbiz.
Showbiz, yeah,
wasn't it?
And then the other one, it was where you use the ball to knock down the little clown bowling pin looking things, but instead of tossing it yourself, you had like a pneumatic air gun that shot the balls at them. I remember that was another one.
But so just to break this down in case anyone is thinking about this, it was about $60 for the points and then another $40 for lunch for 4 drinks and a extra large pizza.
Yeah. The food was a little pricey, in my opinion.
I thought so too.
I was just like, this is what it costs? Because I was looking at the combo meals, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
Well, when you think about, the quality was around the same realm, I would say, as Little Caesars.
Yes.
And a Little Caesars pizza, let's say even fancier than just the ones that you just pick up, is about $7.50, $10.
Yeah.
So it was when you came, because I asked you, I'm like, how much was this? And you were like $40, and I'm like, no, Alex is exaggerating. And I was looking at the menu, thinking, oh shit, son.
Yeah.
So
we were too fixated on the points and trying to figure out how much they cost and how that works before we even looked at the food portion.
So overall, so basically $100 for 2 kids and 4 adults.
Yeah.
So not cheap.
Yeah.
But for like a once in a while event for a couple of kids, and like if you, I don't know how you will you work around lunch. Maybe you go have McDonald's and then you go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, that's going to be about $40 nowadays too.
That's true.
Which kind of sucks because I'm like, what do I do?
So I took Liz out for her birthday, because her birthday was at the end of November, for lunch, and we went and got ramen. It's this ramen place in Chicago.
Yeah.
And she is very conscientious. So she was like saying after we got back, she was like, yeah, I almost said, Brendan, let's just go to McDonald's because I felt bad about you paying for like ramen dinner. But like the ramen was like $17, and I'm pretty sure that's how much the chicken McNugget meal is in Chicago now.
Probably, yeah.
And I was like, it's probably 15 for the chicken McNugget.
And you probably got a way better quality meal there. Yeah.
So
it's funny because I feel like at this point, I could take like our family of 4 to an Applebee's and have a much better meal than go to McDonald's.
You got to get.
And we've gotten to that point.
You got to get the. I remembered. Don't let me forget Ball Pit. The Chili's has one of the best value propositions for eating out right now, which is I think is it's like a $10 3-course meal or something. You get an appetizer, a drink, and a burger for $10. Wow. And their whole position is like you can spend $10 at McDonald's or you can come sit down and you've got a tip, but it's a better meal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think so. Well, at this point we're not to that point yet of possibly even tipping at a McDonald's for who knows. That was the thing. Like it was like during COVID where it's like you had to like come and pick up your food. And then they're like, oh, yeah, just sign here. And then I'm like, what is this thing asking me about a tip? Who am I tipping? What am I tipping? The kiosk? The iPad that I'm signing here?
It's 3 for $10.99. So
ooh, and look at that burger, too.
So, yeah, you got the smash burger, a double old timer, not even a regular old timer.
Chicken, bacon, ranch quesadillas. That would be Erica's cup of tea right there.
Beverage starter and main course for $10.99.
Wow.
So you get 2 of those for all 4 of you guys. The Finiacs are going to Chili's.
Going to Chili's. Pack up the kids, Erica. Put them in the. I mean, how American is that? It's like the family of 4. Put them in the minivan. We're driving up to town. It's going to be at least a 20-minute drive to get up there.
Oh, my God. A 20-minute drive to get to Chili's.
25-minute drive. Although Applebee's is closer. We only have one Chili's.
Applebee's has it an equivalent now, too.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing I forgot that I couldn't remember.
Ball Pit
is that the one thing that's really stood out to me that isn't there anymore is that there is the Ball Pit. Is the Ball Pit that smelled faintly of urine?
Faintly, you say?
I
feel it smelled quite pungently of fecal matter.
Oh, geez, I don't remember that part.
You would sometimes find a random bandage.
Yes, that's
still fresh bandage. Going like, okay, which of these children had this fallen off of? I remember there was, I'd believe it. There was like the story about like hypodermic needles being in some of the ball pits, razor blades, just like the nastiest. Like, I feel like that stuff at that time period when we were going to ball pits, like they weren't getting like cleaned out and sterilized and something because nobody did at that point. Nobody was thinking about it. Now it's like they probably have to hose it down with like, the spray cans of stuff.
This child is defecating in the ball pit.
Yeah, he's going to town.
I love this article. This is from 2021. Oh, this isn't even that old. Beloved childhood experience or a petri dish of germs. Public ball pits will reopen in August. What?
Hey. I also, if you notice the balls in the ball pit, they are dimpled because some kid ended up like stepping on them or squishing them and stuff, so they don't have that same ball feeling to it.
Oh, I wonder if this might be a COVID issue.
I think also ball pits were also kind of, they had lost their luster over the decades since we were kids. Number of urban legends arose being injured, killed in ball pit, vipers, hypodermic needles. Yep.
No truth to these stories. Urban legends, Alex. You're spreading urban legends. You gotta.
Do you know what's
gotta-
not mentioned there on the urban legends? The piss and feces that was found.
I don't remember it smelling that bad.
I went into
But-
one. It smelled like some kid just took
Maybe-
a dookie doo in it.
Maybe that was the one. The one that you went into was the one that ended ball pits for everyone. It says.
I complained to the manager.
It said
All 8-year-old of me.
2011, if I can find, was where it said that Chuck E. Cheese removed the ball pits in 2011 and replaced them with new games and attractions. Oh, 1992 Chuck E. Cheese ball pit incident.
Oh,
What is this?
is there a viper? A ball pit viper? Why does it make you?
This is somebody's blog. This is nothing. Anyway, so yeah, it's it was an event. I'm just like your kids. I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah, it was.
I had a grand old time.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, they were. Well, I also told my wife is that like I was like, honestly, by the time when we were finishing up, we're like, okay, you guys got like 2 more games each, on your cards. They're like, okay, so they did that, and then we picked out the prizes, and then we just ended up leaving. Like there was no crying, no tantrums. I was like, holy cow, this worked out really, really well.
I think your kids, Nicholas in particular, since I hadn't seen him in a while, Nicholas has like matured since the last time I saw him. Like he's got a little. I could tell, and that might be sad for you, but I was just like, oh, Nicholas is really kind of just chilling a little bit more than he used to.
Yeah, I think it's starting to where he's also seeing other kids his age not doing stuff like that. So he's just kind of, because he has this thing where he's like, he like wants to be front and center, but then he's also like, he gets in this like weird shyness thing.
If he gets too much attention.
Yeah, where he doesn't want people looking at him when he's doing something. And I think he's also been doing, that was something with wrestling, with him doing that now. It's like he's kind of like more like he's just like, should I play with these people? Should I not play with these people? Like, how am I interacting with these people? And he's always like looking around whenever I'm like trying to lace him up in his shoes and stuff like that.
Oh, he's becoming neurotic like us.
Yes. Well, he is my son, so I'm very proud of that. But I think it's also just us doing different things to kind of calm him down, stuff like that, and also being like, getting him off of like screens and things like that. So, and like I said, we've past couple nights we've been playing. We introduced him to Uno, and he really, really likes playing Uno. Because over the weekend when we had Thanksgiving with my in-laws, him and one of his cousins were playing War with cards, the card game War with playing cards. So he just got like really into like, oh, card games are kind of cool and they're fun and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to see him being able to play something and interact with the adults. That's not like a little kid board game anymore.
Right.
So eventually Magic. But in the meantime, like, hey, let's play some Pokemon. Let's get a couple of games of Lorcana in there and stuff like that. You can play as Stitch. You want to play Stitch, or do you want to play as Little Mermaid? It's your choice. Daddy's playing Gaston and Donald Duck.
And you don't have another choice beyond that.
You can't pick.
They're off the table.
This is Daddy's deck.
But yeah, so Chuck E. Cheese is still a pretty decent experience for kids. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. The other besides the ball pit being gone, the animatronics are gone, replaced with an LED screen.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure the guy who handed us our pizza was also the guy that was in the Chuck E. Cheese costume.
I was like, you're the same height as the pizza
I was looking
guy.
and I'm like, there's no other men here.
Yeah.
You're the only dude in this that I've seen on the floor, and you were not behind the counter when Chuck E. Cheese was walking around. So
you never see him in the same room at the same time.
I thought it was cute though, like, because Chuck E. Cheese came out for the birthday party kids, because there were like 2 or 3 birthday parties there.
Yeah,
He came out to mingle and like do his social
see the other
stuff.
kids. Yeah.
But he came by and I liked how your kids really had no concept of who Chuck E. Cheese is.
Right.
But as soon as he showed up, it was like, oh my god, who's that guy?
Chucky.
Yeah, it's Chucky. He's here.
It's the mouse, the cartoon mouse from the pictures on the wall. He's on my card.
He's real.
Yeah.
And Nicholas tried to play it cool, but he was also pretty stoked.
Yeah.
So, but good times. Check it out. If your kids get a good report card, take them to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it's a place that's not that. It's not that old, I would say. Like, it's a couple decades removed from its heyday, but it's still around, and it kind of gives kids a way of like connecting to the past, I guess. Their parents' youth, I suppose. Just because there's not really that many places like that anymore.
It's not devoid of soul yet.
Right.
And it still is exciting to these kids because Nicholas and Zachary have only known video games at home. Like, they're not playing arcade games.
Yeah.
But they've really done a good job, like with the Halo game in particular, of making it more of an event where it's not just playing a
more
game.
of an interactive experience.
They're actually holding on to a gun, and it's in a dark tube, or like when they were playing the racing games or the snowboarding games. They've made it into a more 4D experience for kids, and I'm like,
the skee ball and everything like that.
You escalate your elevating these things a little bit instead of just putting an arcade cabinet and calling it a day. So that's good times.
It's a lot cheaper than the Apple Vision.